All right, welcome everybody. Why am I here so early today? Trump's not scheduled to start for more than 20 minutes. The reason is I have a hard out at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And oh my God, there's a cable blocking my hold on, give me a second, folks. I'm going to be just give me 1 second. Embarrassing tech issue. Okay, let's take it from the top. I had a cable literally draped across my camera shot. If you can imagine something so embarrassing. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. That's the stream. No, we're just getting started. Donald Trump does appear that he is going to be starting on time. He actually often when something is scheduled, Trump will then tweet that it's really starting 15, 30, or 45 minutes later. Trump just tweeted that we are scheduled for the top of the hour. Hopefully we will get to see the bulk of this together because I have a hard out at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I have fresh memes and I have for you a new Jesse Lee Peterson interview. This is not going to be published to YouTube until later, but I might be convinced, depending on how the next 10 minutes go, to show you guys some elements of this 35-minute Jesse Lee Peterson interview. It is nuts. It is nuts. He confesses celibacy in this interview, okay? So this is going to be something people are really, really going to want to see. Super chats are coming in. Twitch subscriptions are coming in. I have memes. I have so many things. I don't even know where to start. Other than maybe, hold on, let's just get one meme out of the way. Oh, okay. I guess this is Anime Pac-Man. So I don't know. I don't know what people think of this one, but I don't think it's bad. It was good enough to make it onto the stream. Let me put it that way. But, I don't know how much people like it. But that's it's interesting. It's interesting nonetheless. I am not going to start with the Jesse Lee Peterson stuff. If I'm going to be convinced to do that, I want to wait until there are more people on the stream so more people see it. I do want to say thanks to Stefan Grimm because he just signed up on my website and is new member number 1 today, which I appreciate. All right, let's see what's on people's minds here. Okay, Steve Waterstone sent about $100 worth of super chats before we even started. And there's so much that I can't even deal with it right now. I'm going to have to look at that offline and then maybe I'll send Steve a message because it's like 20 super chats. It's crazy. I love it. I appreciate it, but it's just a lot. Chakaseki says, if Trump wins, I'm going to drown myself in a vat of ice cold plasma and have my body hurled into a forest of exploding trees. Careful with that. Steve does add, if I can ever do anything from Australia to help for real change, then please ask. Also, if anyone wants to know about Australia, then shout out. After Corona, I will be looking for barbers and pay well. Okay. Very good, Steve. Chakaseki also coming back in with the message, beware, if one pump chump Donald Trump doesn't win, President Dumpy Lump will declare Nartian law. Nartian law. Ajamu Omawale says, talk about Breonna Taylor. Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to talk about the decision in terms of charges with Breonna Taylor. There are also protests growing in Kentucky, and there is the idea, there is the, I don't want to use the word fear. There is a sense that protests could escalate significantly later on today. And if things get really wild, I may be back for a second stream later. Jake VX says, what are your thoughts on Chris Wallace picking the topics for the upcoming presidential debate on Tuesday? I didn't know that he was picking the topics. I thought that the Commission on Presidential Debates was going to be involved. But I have no concerns about topic choice for Tuesday's debate. Steve Leon says, yesterday you said Dr. Amin was the doctor chosen by the Trump administration for forced sterilization. Upon what information are you basing that claim? Well, it's the doctor contracted by Trump's ICE. And if you believe that the buck stops with the president, it's happening under Donald Trump's watch. That's what I meant. Daratan says, David, exploding trees, Antifa next door, invisible planes. This all follows Fox News opinion shows the night before. Trump isn't that original. Absolutely. You can look at the timing of Trump's tweets and what's on Fox News and make some very precise deductions. Let me put it that way. Thank you to Shoaron for for subscribing with Twitch Prime. You are subscriber 1032 on Twitch, which I appreciate. Nicholas Silva says, David, if a super duper tree in a Democrat-run forest is hit by a bag of soup, does it even explode? That's really a metaphysical question, more than anything else. A good question, but a metaphysical one. Firewall CMD has also subscribed with Prime, which I appreciate. How long does the number take to update? Because it's been about 30 seconds already. Like, how long does it take to go to 1033? I didn't realize it took this long. That's weird. Let's see. Still 1032. That's odd. I didn't realize that there was that much of a delay. That's interesting. What can you... Oh, there it is. Okay, beautiful. Okay, let's do a couple of memes just as people join the party. As many of you know, we recently hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and YouTube sent me a beautiful red velvet cake for 30 people. And yesterday I said, I will put the picture up, but I want memes. Send me memes. And I got a bunch of them. Okay, so let's look at some of them. Here is sort of like an infinite regression of me in the painting, and the cake says, get out and vote. Not bad, not bad. Here's another one where I guess the idea is that I have a painting up, a poster up in my place of various authoritarian dictators and leaders. Not bad. Here is Trump with black hair, staying humble Trump 2020 with a bust of Trump, cash, a gilded chandelier, and Trump photoshopped into the picture behind me. That's not bad. Here is just a different thing on the cake. I reached 1 million subscribers and all I got was this cake. All right. Democracy is ending, but here's a cake. Okay. I believe this is by far the best one. I think that it is, with total peace and love to everybody who participated. To me, this is so far and away the best one. This would be like a future party where I have a beard and am much older. We reached NARS. Some people know it as Mars. Trump called it NARS. And as you can see, I have a painting, a tribute to convalescent plasma on the screen behind me. I think this is the best by far. And then one other one. This one's just kind of weird. There's a naked Andrew Yang. Like, imagine if I had art on the wall at my place of a naked Andrew Yang. That would be crazy. But not bad. I think that this is like the second best. I would go, if I had to rank them, I would say number 1 is this one, bearded Pac-Man who reached NARS. And then number 2, oh, it's the Terminator. Right. He's in the Terminator pose. Yeah. Number 2 would be Terminator Andrew Yang. I don't know if you guys agree with my rating, but this is like really good work, and I'm still taking submissions, and future contributions are very, very much welcome. I like this aged David Pakman much better than some of the others that people have sent me. When you run my face through one of those apps that ages you, it's really bad. I like this. Like, this is a great look. It's sort of a cross between kind of like a Jon Stewart. I'll just go with Jon Stewart. I don't think that this is bad, but this is number 1. This is number 2. All of the others, I think, are relatively equal. But number 1 and number 2, if you have submissions, you can send them to me at use Imager links using davidpakman.com contact form. Okay, that's the way to do it. Thanks to Joanne Helmer, who's new member number 2 today, and Victoria Clemente, who is new member number 3. Very much appreciate that. Super chats are coming in powerfully. Kyles says, from Australia, just viewed Dr. Fauci at hearing, so good. Steve Leon says, you specifically said Trump chose Amin for sterilization. The Trump administration, okay? The Trump administration. Grace Weiland says, what are your thoughts about the Trump deposition videos that were released? Honestly, I didn't take much time to watch them. I don't know. I mean, Trump's out of his mind. What else can I say? Gameroth says, I know you're friends with Joe Rogan, but are you concerned with what can be perceived as a subtle but certain transition to the Trump and the right. I actually don't know what you're referring to in that I don't really watch any shows. So I don't, if there's something specific that happened on Rogan's show, I would love to know about it. Unknown Prodigy says, attention, I am about to lie for 37 minutes straight. Please sit without your mask and enjoy the show. Yeah, that's exactly what it says here on these pieces of paper behind the seats. Dina asked whether there's a chance Canada will take legitimate refugees prior to the election. Also, can y'all annex the Dakotas? That's a question for Canadians. I wouldn't be able to answer that, but I do appreciate the message. We are in the middle of a hype train on Twitch. I do want to welcome Fearless Freckles and CompuWiz. Guys, you know what? I'm feeling fired up. Let's do the Jesse Lee Peterson interview, okay? I was, last time I was with Jesse Lee Peterson in Los Angeles, California. I went to his Christian Counseling Center, and the video got 1 million views on my YouTube channel. I interviewed him earlier today. The entire interview is 36 minutes long. I am going to play 3 clips for you, but here's my ask, okay? People in the chat, tell me if you can agree to this. People are already, I haven't even told you what I need you to agree to. I love that people are agreeable, but here's the deal. Please generate clips, remixes, edits, and memes based on this interview. Please, please, please do it, because this is just ripe for material. And let me make one more ask. If the 3 clips I preview for you right now tickle your fancy, get a membership at joinpacman.com. Okay, that's my request to you. Clip number 1, Jesse Lee Peterson and David Pakman filmed earlier today to be published later today. Are you a Christian pastor?
I am, yes.
You are. And what denomination?
Non-denominational Christian.
Okay. And I remember that your studio in LA, people may find this interesting. Is it also some kind of Christian counseling center? Do I remember that correctly, where you counsel young men?
Yeah, but not in the studio. I have my offices upstairs, and so we counsel in-house and by Skype or telephone or by phone, whichever is easy for the folks.
That's fascinating. And so now you're not like a therapist, right? You're not a social worker or a psychologist or anything like that.
No, just a counselor.
Okay, and that's in California, that's an unregulated credential, right? Anybody can use that term.
Well, you have to be a minister or a pastor or something like that, and you can do counseling under the head of them.
People pointing out I'm wearing the same shirt. It was filmed 90 minutes ago. Yeah, of course, it's from today. I'm wearing the same shirt.
Be a ministry.
Wow, and that insurance doesn't cover that, right?
It does.
It does. In California,
Oh, yeah.
You can go to a counselor who's just a minister, and it's considered a medical visit.
100%. As a matter of fact,
this is one topic. Okay, I think that the future of this topic is very interesting, and I look forward for people checking it out. Okay, another clip. I'm doing 3 preview clips. All right, and if people like it and sign up, maybe we'll even publish this earlier. Here's another topic. I asked him about policy. It didn't go well. And when you talk about the job that Trump has done, just to pick something to really dig into and make this, I want to take the interview seriously, and, hopefully it won't devolve the way some of the prior interviews have. Let's take economics and taxation, for example. Do you like the Trump tax plan? And if so, what do you like about it?
Well, that's why I like the fact that he is cut back on taxes. He's giving more money to the workers rather than taking
this gets
it.
Good.
I like the fact that he has made it easier for small businesses to get going. Even though we have a Chinese virus situation right now, so the economy has stopped a little bit, but it's starting to come back. And due to the tax cuts and regulations,
but let's pick something. Let's pick one thing. What has Trump done to make it easier for businesses to get going?
By cutting back on so many rules and regulations that the Democrat had established.
Like what? What's an example of such a rule?
I don't have anything in mind right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of the rules and regulations that was preventing small businesses from starting have been taken away by the Great White Hope.
What would be? So give me. I know that there's dozens and dozens, but what's one such rule that was taken away that now makes it easier to start a business?
Nothing come to mind right now.
Is there anything that you can remember even seeing at any time?
Nothing come to mind at
Nothing.
this time.
Wow.
No.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's stick with economics. We'll do one more question on this for a moment. What do you think the top marginal tax rate should be for top earners?
Good question, man. I don't know. I haven't thought about it at this point.
Is it too high or too low currently?
So what now?
I'm sorry?
What did you say? Your phone went out for a minute. What did you say?
I said, do you think the current top marginal tax rate is too high or too low?
I'm not sure at this time, David.
You're not sure. So
No.
how do you know that Trump's tax plan is good if you don't even know what tax rates are and how he changed them?
Well, because I have not been focusing on that lately. I have more important things to think about. And
Okay. I think so I'm going to stop here because this is just a preview. I think you guys get a sense of the way that went. Let's now go. Okay. I'm going to skip sort of to the end and I'm going to give you guys one more preview. Let me just see if Trump has started. He hasn't started. Okay. We don't want to miss this. We're going to do one more clip. Okay. Take a listen to this. Jesse, listen, you really said it all. I do want to just ask about one more thing. Our audience may or may not know you're in your 70s. Are you drinking pomegranate? What are you doing in order to keep that glow?
I don't have any anger in my heart. I only have love, which comes from God. And when you don't have anger, you're not stressed out. You're not worried. You're not having suicidal thought. You're not comparing yourself to others. You're not trying to be like anyone else. You are yourself. You're in a perfect, peaceful place within yourself. So you're not comparing yourself to anyone when you don't have anger. That's why you have to overcome anger if you want perfect peace.
What? So it's not like you've switched to turkey bacon or you eat a lot of fruit or have a kind of some special skin. It's just you're just not an angry guy.
No, I don't have the anger, so I'm not under stress.
And you don't attribute any of it to diet.
No, I do work out. I exercise. I eat in moderation now. But I do it because, I have a self-control now. I don't have to give into all that stuff. And plus, I don't have anger, so I'm not trying to fulfill my an ego.
Right.
Most people who are out of control in the way they eat, have sex, use pot and drink, they have an ego problem. They have an anger problem. That's why we show people how to overcome that anger so they can have peace within themselves. Then they would do all things in moderation.
Wow. And are you off sex altogether now?
I am.
You are?
Because I'm not, only because I'm not married. If I was married, I would not be off sex.
Wow, that's a revelation I think the audience will find compelling. That's very, very interesting. So guys, as you can see, this is it's a veritable treasure trove of mimetic content. And I need the clips. I need remixes. I need memes. Send me the stuff because it is wild. Okay. It is wild, wild, wild. I was willing to do a real interview, but how else? He doesn't know anything about politics. So I had to just, troll the entire time. It was really wild. We did get into whether I'm beta. I mean, it's 36 minutes of memes. So we're going to publish it at 6:45 in about 45 minutes. Send it around. I would love it if some other streamers reviewed it. I think it just has such potential. You have no idea the potential of this from the standpoint of memes. It is wild, wild, wild stuff. We are standing by for Donald Trump, scheduled for the top of the hour, and we will see where we come out in terms of the start time. I'm worried that there's not too many people in the room. As I mentioned before, just so we're all clear, I have a hard out at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully they start soon because come hell or high water, as I've heard people say, bottom of the hour, it's go time for me. Yeah, I would love for Hassan to watch it and everybody. Yeah, send it around, my friends. 6:45, it's going live. Okay, as we stand by for Donald Trump, I have a very small request to make of you. It's a very powerful request. It's a very moral request. It's an ethical request. Consider grabbing a membership on my website, joinpacman.com. I have condensed the membership hard sale into 45 seconds per stream. That's all we do. And I will give you just the facts. Memberships are cheap. They feel good. They are easy. Average computer proficiency makes it only a 45-second process to get a membership. And Sorry, I forgot where I was going there. No, and you can save 66% by using the coupon code right above me, 2020 now. You go to joinpacman.com. You just sign up. That's it. It feels great, and it is our number one funding source. So, for example, thanks to Conrad Alro, who is new member number 4 at joinpacman.com, we had 56 new members yesterday, and it was a stunning day. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. So consider grabbing those memberships. I will thank everybody I can before Trump starts. And the counter continues climbing even once the press briefing starts. So you don't have to worry about that too much. Okay. Let me see here. Betazoid says, posted you a cake meme, front page of your subreddit. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check that out after. Mars V says he seems like a stable genius. Zachary Foster says Fauci, Hahn, and Redfield did say in the hearing today that if safe and effective, he would likely have 700 million doses by April 2021. Beautiful. I hope that's true. Jacob Bratner says, did you see the Sonic meme on the subreddit? Although thoughts on a super conservative majority in Supreme Court giving election to Trump. Oh, also thoughts. Tomorrow I'm going to deal with the Supreme Court giving the election to Trump. I did not see the Sonic meme on the subreddit. I'm bookmarking all of these things to look at later. Oh my God, people have already put our friend Nug Wrangler over on Twitch. He has already posted the new Jesse Lee Peterson interview. Cannot upload fast enough. Just finished watching the first half. Tons of nasty questions from David. The beginning was basically, Jesse, I like what Trump did on X. David, can you cite a specific thing Trump did on X that you like? Jesse, no, I cannot. Oh man, it is just a treasure trove. I don't see, my concern is that not everybody will see. I think the interview is wild, but hopefully people will see it because it is just out of control. Yeah, I like this. This is just lovely. And we're up for, I'm not logged in. Anyway, so that'll be coming later. It gets very, very nasty, particularly in the middle parts. Thanks to Kimchi, who has subscribed with Prime with the message beta. Bada Boom Pat has subscribed with Twitch Prime as well, which I love. Levi Munyon says, your thoughts about the report Trump's campaign have contingencies in the way of placing their own electors to decide the popular vote in swing states. That's an Atlantic article published today. I'm doing 15 minutes on that tomorrow on the show, so I don't want to jump ahead. But yeah, it's wild. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. I want to say thanks to Rihanna Sullivan. Rihanna Sullivan is new member number 5 today at joinpacman.com. Very much appreciate that. Let's see if we have any other. Whoa. Oh my God, that we don't want that. Here we go. This is where we want to be. All right. Other super chats. Let's see here. Oh no, I'm not going to fall for that. Okay, this user. Hi, cutie. You're a total enigma in the LGBT community. You're super hairy like a bear, but built like a total twink. You're this amazing hybrid we call a bink. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Too bad I'm not gay. It sounds like I'd be part of multiple communities if I were part of the LGBTQ space, so to speak. Jason Nadal says, can't help but be scared about the results of the election. The stress is aging me. I understand. Let's see. Dave Kaplan says, keep up the good work, Dave. You are a bright light in the vast darkness that is 2020. Thank you. CKTKC says, do you think Trumpers could have literally fallen in love with Trump, hence their lack of any questioning of Trump? To some degree. I mean, it's more of a cult-like following than romantic love. That's the way I would say it. A big thank you to Nathan Chan, who's new member number 6. Ruben Dominguez is new member number 7. Michael Mazer is new member number 8. And Devin Barr is new member number 9. I really do appreciate that, guys. Very, very much so. People demanding one more JLP clip. All right, let's do one more. I'm just going to pick a random moment in the middle. Let's just see what was going on at this moment. Anything you don't like that Donald Trump has done?
I don't know how much I agree with him on letting the inmates out of the prisons.
Which
I'm not
inmates are
sure
which
about
inmates are
that, so
those? Which
I'm
inmates are
sorry.
those? Which inmates are those?
You know how they let a lot of the prisons out by saying that they're there because they sold pot or their crime wasn't bad enough to keep them in prison, some kind of dumb stuff like that.
You
I
don't like
don't
that.
know how much I support that because I haven't had time to really look into that. I just feel that if you do the crime, you should do the time, and it doesn't matter what color you are.
Right.
I'm not in total support of that.
And did you
And
yeah,
and one
sure.
other that might make you feel good on the inside. I don't like the fact that when he right now there's a position open on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yes.
I don't like.
All right, so we're going to stop there. It looks like oh, that's just John Roberts. Okay, so I thought it was actually Trump starting. Okay. So anyway, that's all going to publish at 45 past the hour, and we want the memes, my friends. If I've ever done anything meme worthy, it is this interview. Okay, other super chats coming in. Paper X Mario says, have you made any videos about Louisville? Even today, more arrests have been happening. I'm actually heading to Barclays at 7 because of the outrage. Tomorrow. We're going to cover that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm following it very closely. Proton Jinx says, are you worried the Pac-Man show is a shooting star because of Trump and would lose its relevance or place once Trump is gone? No. You know, it's funny. When we started the show, George W. Bush was president. And when Bush lost and Obama won, people wrote to me and said, David, do you think you can keep growing the show now that a Democratic president is president? And I said, I think we can. And during Barack Obama's 2 terms, we had the biggest growth to date of the David Pakman show. Then when Donald Trump won, there was the idea that disaffected liberals are going to bail on programs because everybody is just disaffected and, you know, sad and all this stuff. And we've had huge growth under Donald Trump. And now the exact same thing is coming up, which is your show going to be able to persist if Joe Biden wins? And I believe that the answer is yes. There will be endless things happening. The transition period will be crazy no matter what. The first part of 2021 is going to be wild regardless. Then you're going to have Republicans reinstating their Obama era obstructionism and complete outrage. I think American politics are going to be crazy for a long time. Now, I do believe we would be better. The show would do better financially if Trump won. It would be immoral for me to support Trump. I would never do something like that. Trump's a disaster and I want him to lose. And I'm voting for Biden. I recognize if Trump wins, the show likely does better than under Biden. But I think we will continue to do well in either case. And there's always news. There's always things going on. There's always a way to push forward. Oh, I'm being notified that we hit 1.01 million subscribers. We did. Oh my goodness, we did it. That's right. So we hit 1 million subscribers about 10 days ago. We now have hit 1.01 million on YouTube, which I love. And we are 200 followers away from 50K on Twitch. You understand what I'm saying? 50,000 followers on Twitch is within striking distance. We are 205 away. And 1.01 million on YouTube. I know it has a nicer ring to it. Okay, Jim Clark asks whether I was live when we hit 1 million subscribers. Not only was I not live, we were on vacation. Yeah. Katie Bradshaw says, religiously integrate COG behavioral therapy isn't bad. Okay. The Brian Boru has subscribed with Twitch. Thoticus Boticus has subscribed with Prime. Freedom Man 2012 with a message. I'm going to sound like Bill O'Reilly. I'm going to pronounce it the way Bill O'Reilly pronounced it. Hey, David, can you give a shout out to my buddy Haywood Jablome? Okay, that when Bill O'Reilly got trolled with that one, that's how he pronounced it. Thanks to Almost Equal and Stornoway for subscribing over on Twitch, which I very much appreciate. A few other subscribers to thank. Miranda Smith is new member number 10. John Hagen is number 11. History Onic is number 12. Randy Ward is number 13. Terry Felton is number 14. And Miguel Felipe de Carvalheiro Mendes is number 16. Very, very nice. I appreciate that. Seems like a Portuguese or Brazilian name, if I had to say. We are standing by for Donald Trump, just so people don't, get pissed off. I only have until the bottom of the hour, so we'll see how much we are able to see during that period of time. I have a hard out, but I may be back later with Kentucky-related streams. Chef's Pond congratulating me on 1 million subscribers via Super Chat. Gary Caven says, I played a drinking game last month, taking a shot every time Trump says, imagine that. I just now came to. Yeah. Matty Ice wants me to shout out Richard Hertz. Richard, thank you. Examine Everything says, great show. Trump is a crazy mofo who gotta go. John Howell says, David's a bink, I guess. He is confident in binkdom. My God. Look, there's someone reading the Washington Post in front of us. It's actually in the shot. What is this person doing? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Super Guy says, many states are going to count mail-in ballots early. Could this prevent the red mirage? Yes, it could. It could. It very much could. Jose de la Rosa wants to know if Biden's healthcare plan covers counseling sessions at Jesse Lee Peterson's counseling center. God, I hope not. God, I hope not. Caroline Clark says, I envy you for you are a cutie. I think I got it. Very nice, Caroline. Thank you. Chris House says, did you like the MAGA hat meme with COVID cake? MAGA hat meme with COVID cake. I don't know which one that is. Taco Meme says, keep it up, man. Your channel is great. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Tom Ty also checking in from the UK. Curious to hear your thoughts on your experience as a UMass Amherst student. I studied there for a year as an exchange. Listen, it was a great experience for me because I was looking for a big school experience. I have lots of friends who went to small liberal arts schools, and it's a totally different experience. You know your teachers in a different way when there aren't 400 people in some of your classes. I wanted the big school experience. I then had the smaller school experience in grad school, and I had some great professors. I had Richard Wolff as a professor when I was at UMass in the economics department. I had the late, great Steve Resnick, who has passed away since, when I was in the economics department at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. So I had a great experience, yeah. But, it depends on what you're looking for. It's a very personal thing. Thanks to Red Rum Socks for subscribing with Prime. WXXZLOL for subscribing with Prime. If we get to 25 members, will I do another Jesse Lee Peterson clip? We might be there right now. Let's see. Pat Needham is number 17. Kenneth Schreiber is number 18. Ross Daniels is number 19. Dana Jim is number 20. Arnulfo Velasquez is number 21. Ryan Bailey is number 22. Raylan Hillard is number 23. Gregory Sexton is number 24. And David Kessel is number 25. All right, I'll do a little more of JLP. I don't want to play the entire thing, but before you know it, it's like I'll have played the whole thing. But let's just look at another random moment from the Jesse Lee Peterson interview.
They have illogical mindsets just like their mother and just like women.
So it's almost like you've almost taken a bit of a Freudian approach and like perverted it into sort of like your Christian view of that. Is that, am I sort of onto the ideology here?
Well, I have not perverted it. Even God said that we must be born again.
Yeah.
You are born of the woman, and anyone who is born of the woman is dying. But those who are born of the Spirit of God are living.
Anyway, so as you guys can tell, just like any random moment we jump into, it's completely crazy. Oh, someone says they sent me a Jesse Lee Peterson meme. I'm going to look at all of that stuff later. Yeah, but get memes and clips by all means. We want them. We want them very strongly in. Okay. 72 Marshflower says the Trump cult is a result of mass psychogenic illness. Please look it up, okay? Kat says the infinite monkey theorem couldn't come up with a Trump healthcare plan. All right. Grant Logan just says David. Stubbs the Wolf says, have you thought about getting into politics or do you prefer to sit on the sidelines? You know, interesting story about that. A few months ago, I guess, no, it was before COVID, probably like 10 months ago, someone came to me here in Massachusetts, political strategist who has run a lot of local campaigns and said, David, you should run for Congress. You could use your platform and you could run for Congress. And I said, well, but who would I run against? Because in Massachusetts, I think in all states, you don't have to live in the district where you run. So, you know, I wouldn't necessarily have to run in the district I live in. And they pointed to a very particular member of Congress in Massachusetts saying, this is who you should run against. And I think that you would actually have a shot. But, and they said, you have to start, you know, getting involved in local politics. You've got to go to Democratic town meetings. You've got to do all this stuff. And it's like, I just don't have time for that. And I don't know if I'm in, you know, the amount of oversight, the amount, it's like, I'd really be complicating my life. I almost feel like Trump, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. Why would I complicate my life with that? But it is interesting. It is interesting. Uh-oh, what's going on now? Is anything happening? This is very, very odd.
Okay, I've got to go to the president.
Where is that coming? I guess Trump's coming soon. 2-minute warning. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I've thought about getting into politics. I could never be president, though. I was not born in the United States. Could never be president. Thanks to Kevin McGuire, who is new member number 26 today at joinpacman.com. Guys, let's go for 50. Let's do it. Membership is our number one funding source. We've got 26. Let's do the 50. Let's just do it. Go to joinpacman.com. You see the coupon code above my head. People know how this stuff works. I don't think I have to convince too many people. Let's see other super chats here. Albix. Oh God, it's Kudlow. Larry Kudlow. Scott Atlas behind him, and who is behind Scott Atlas? That Kaylee Maganani? Yes. All right, so we're probably going to need a little volume boost here. We are about to start here. Thanks to Adam Plays for the raid with a party of 78 people. I appreciate that very much. Here is Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Just a reminder, I've got till the bottom of the hour. I'll tell you guys when I've got to go.
Hello, thank you very much. Thank you. Today, Johnson & Johnson announced that their vaccine candidate has reached the final stage of clinical trials. This is record time. Thank you. This is the fourth vaccine candidate in the United States to...
I actually
Today,
prefer this
Johnson
speed.
& Johnson announced that their vaccine candidate has reached the final stage of clinical trials. This is record time. This is the fourth vaccine candidate in the United States.
So the actual news today, we did it on the show. It's that the FDA now says it's unlikely we're going to get anything before the election. That's the news.
Being a very positive word in this case. Earlier this year, Johnson & Johnson anticipated that they would reach phase 1 trials by September, but due to our support under Operation Warp Speed and to some of the incredible scientists involved, they've reached phase 3 trials by September, far ahead of schedule.
These are lies.
We encourage Americans to enroll in the vaccine trial. It's not only interesting, it'll be a terrific thing for our country. We encourage everybody to enroll, as many people as we can. Today, my administration announced that we are awarding $200 million of CARES Act funding to all 50 states to prepare to distribute the vaccine to high-risk residents, and we want to do that the instant it is approved, not the following day, but the following moment. And so we're going to be doing that, and we'll be distributing, getting it ready, because we have some great vaccines going to be coming out through Operation Warp Speed. We also continue to accelerate life-saving therapies We're seeing
Say
promising
plasma.
results that are monoclonal antibody treatments, which help the immune system fight the virus and help very significantly, we're finding, can reduce hospitalizations now by more than 70%. By cutting red tape and unleashing America's medical genius, we've reduced the fatality rate 85% since April. For individuals under 50, they have a 99.98% rate of survival from the China virus. That's a number that's been really increasing substantially with time. As children go back to school, we're encouraged that early research shows only a small degree of spread. Brown University conducted a study of more than 550 schools across 46 states and found that only 0.076% of students had confirmed cases of the virus. That's a
Low energy
tiny
today.
percentage. And only 0.15% of teachers had confirmed cases. Patients coming to the emergency room due to the virus is down to only 1.6% of all emergency room visits, the lowest since the pandemic began. 1.6% emergency room visits. As far as protecting the vulnerable is concerned, we provided over $21 billion to our nursing homes, and we are really focused on the nursing homes, everybody, and including our governors. We have the governors are working very closely with the task force and with the vice president and everybody involved. We've sent rapid testing devices to nearly 14,000 certified nursing homes in the country. This week, we're sending hundreds of thousands of additional rapid tests to nursing homes to ensure they can test staff regularly. And the staff now is being tested on a very, very powerful and on a regular basis, but very strongly at the finest level, the highest level, and the best tests.
Best test.
We're encouraged that the number of Americans getting the flu vaccine is increasing by roughly 50% compared to last year. It's substantially up.
Oh, he's for it now.
The
Oh.
flu, when it's mixed with COVID or China virus, is going to be very interesting to see what happens. But
Interesting,
that can
yeah.
drive numbers, and we just don't know what that will be yet. But you'll have flu numbers and you'll have some COVID numbers. I think we're rounding the turn very much. You see what's happening in Europe, however. They have a very big spike. Countries that we thought were doing well aren't doing well. They had
Any
some
day now.
very big spikes, a very big surge. Months ago, we increased our nation's procurement of the flu vaccine by 66%, and we ask Americans to go get their annual flu shot as early as possible. It's possible, I would imagine, Scott, that the flu can get mixed up with the virus, and
Mix them together.
people can think it's the virus when actually it's another flu season coming on. And I don't know. It's
Why we have flu tests and
I hope
COVID
they can
tests.
keep them separate. Can they keep them separate?
Yes, they can.
We hope so.
I doubt they will.
Yes, there's two different tests.
It's going to be
Two
a very
different tests.
interesting time. But we have a flu season coming
Still
up.
with the
We've had
flu
some flu
confusion.
seasons which are really massive over the years, over many years, and we have some that are
Can
much
you
less
imagine?
so. But it's still significant, so I hope they can separate them.
They can.
'Cause
Separate
it's-
tests.
It's pretty close.
Different
In
tests.
the past
not
4
close.
months, we've created 10.6 million jobs. We cut unemployment rate nearly in half. The unemployment rate is cut nearly in half. Larry Kudlow is here. He'll be discussing that in a little while. Retail sales are up 121%. That's far above what we thought. Manufacturing is up 61%. That's also above our schedule, and our schedule is a heavy schedule. Automobile production is up sixfold. We thought manufacturing is up 61%. That's also above our schedule, and our schedule is a heavy schedule. Automobile production
Heavy.
is up sixfold. Home builders' sentiment is at the highest level in history. That's an amazing statement, Larry, the highest level in history. That means people are thinking good thoughts. Home sales are at the highest level in nearly 15 years. Small business optimism is higher than any time under the last administration, substantially higher. Small business optimism higher than at any time over the last, more than the last administration. Today, I was proud to award 9 companies and organizations with the first ever Pledge to America's Workers Presidential Award. This award recognizes outstanding training programs that are giving Americans the skills to hone a trade and earn a great living. Great people. Over 400 companies have competed and committed to 16 million training opportunities for the American worker.
What energy.
And it's really been amazing. We've created the fastest economic recovery in American history. You are witnessing it. You're part of it. Our approach is pro-science. Biden's approach is anti-science. If you look, it's I don't think they know what their approach is, although a lot of it's copied from what we've done. Biden opposed the China travel ban and the Europe travel ban. And the strategy that they have is just never-ending lockdowns. We're not locking down. We're
Very
actually
untrue.
growing at a rate that we've never experienced before. But they're talking about if you have a question, just lock it down. We're not doing that. And you can't do that. Our plan will crush the virus. And
Crush it.
actually, Biden's plan will crush America if you think about it. You can't lock down. Again, we're growing at levels that nobody's ever seen before. Our plan
Never
is
seen it.
unleashing a rapid recovery. Our opponent's plan would hurt America very badly, send us into a depression. And with all of that being said, we are going to be having a very exciting Saturday at 5 o'clock in the Rose Garden, where I'll be putting forth my nominee for Supreme Court Justice. And I think it will be a great nominee, a brilliant
It'll
nominee.
be a real party.
As you know, it's a woman. We brought it down to 5 women. It's time for a woman to be chosen with everything that's happened and with Justice Ginsburg's passing. We are going to go sometime tomorrow morning, as I understand it, to pay our respects, and we'll be over there. And I guess they probably put that announcement out, but that'll be done tomorrow morning. The Vice President was there today. And so if you have any questions, we'll take a few questions. Yeah.
Right here? Mr. President, real quickly, win, lose, or draw in this election, will you commit here today for a peaceful transferal of power after the election? And there has been rioting in Louisville, there's been rioting in many cities across this country, red and your so-called red and blue states. Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been
He can't
complaining
commit.
very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster.
I understand that, but people are rioting. Do you commit to making
No,
sure that there's a
no,
peaceful
we wanna-
transferal of power?
We want to get rid of the ballots, and you'll have a very we'll have a very peaceful.
Cancel voting,
There
we'll
won't
be
be a
fine.
transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation. The ballots are out of control. You know it. And you know who knows it better than anybody else? The Democrats know it better than anybody else. Go ahead.
Mr. President, the second question is, will you...
Please go ahead.
Why
Go
won't
ahead.
you... why
You
won't-
asked the question.
didn't
Why
like
won't
it.
you,
Mr. President,
why won't
do you
you go
plan
after the
to
Russians?
meet
Say it.
Mr. President, do you plan to meet with Barbara Lagoa at the White House?
I cannot hear you through your mask.
I'm sorry. Do you plan to meet with Barbara Lagoa in Washington, and is she still on your short list?
She is on my list. I don't have a meeting planned, but she is on my list.
Do you have
But I don't really talk about the meetings planned. I speak to people, I talk to people, but I don't have a meeting planned.
Do you have a response to the governor of Missouri testing positive for coronavirus?
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe.
Not going
Mr.
well.
President, we asked you earlier today about the Breonna Taylor case.
Yes.
Could you comment now? I assume you've been briefed on the charges in the
Well, I
Breonna
thought it
Taylor
was
case.
really brilliant. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron is doing a fantastic job. I think he's a star.
Cameron spoke at the RNC, if you guys don't remember.
I'll just read. Justice is not often easy. It does not fit the mold of public opinion, and it
Oh my
does
God,
not
you can barely
conform
read.
to shifting standards. It answers only to the facts and to the law. If we simply act on emotion or outrage, there's no justice. Mob justice is not justice. Justice sought by violence is not justice. It just becomes revenge. I mean, I heard that. I said, write that down for me, please, because I think it was a terrific statement.
What is wrong with him
He's
today?
handling it very well. You know who he is, right? I think you know. I think everyone now knows who he is. I will be speaking to the governor, and we have a call scheduled to make very shortly with the governor. I understand he's called up the National Guard, which is a good thing. I think it's a very positive thing. And it'll all work out.
Can I just follow on your Supreme Court nominee? It's highly unlikely that any Democrats will vote for your nominee when it comes to a vote in the
Well,
Senate.
we don't know that.
Given the posture,
Pretty good candidate.
I think that's a pretty safe assumption. But on that point, would you want to nominate someone who, in their confirmation to the appellate court, received broad bipartisan support, or would you be more inclined to put forward somebody whose confirmation fell along party lines?
I can't tell you what's going to happen with the Democrats. I can say this, the person that I will be putting up, and I won't say that I've even chosen that person yet. I could say any one of the five. They're outstanding women. But the person I'll be putting up is highly qualified, totally brilliant, top of the line academic student, the highest credentials. All of them have that, but the highest credentials. And you'll see on Saturday who that is. I can't imagine why a Democrat wouldn't vote for this person. But you may be right.
Mr. President.
I'd bet on you.
Mr. President.
Probably bet on you. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Thank you very much.
No, not you. Right here.
Not
Thank you, Mr.
you.
President. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle chimed in on the U.S. election and essentially encouraged people to vote for Joe Biden. I want to get your reaction to that.
I'm not a fan of hers. And
Of Meghan Markle?
I would say this, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry, because he's going to need it. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, I'm
That's actually hilarious.
probably considering stricter guidelines for the emergency authorization.
He's out of his mind.
Are you okay with that?
Well, I tell you what, we're looking at that. That has to be approved by the White House. We may or may not approve it. That sounds like a political move, because when you have Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, these great companies coming up with the vaccines, and they've
What
done
an
testing
asshole.
and everything else, I'm saying, why would they have to be, adding great length to the process? We want to have people not get sick. The vaccine is very important. It's the final step. I believe it's going to be the final step. And no, we're looking at that, but I think I think that was a political move more than anything else.
Follow up on that, sir. It's designed to improve trust in the vaccine. Do you think that's not needed?
Well, I have tremendous trust in these massive companies that are so brilliantly organized in terms of what they've been doing with the tests. I mean, I don't know that a government as big as we are could do tests like this. We've made it possible for them to do the tests in rapid fashion. But when they come back and they say that we have something that works and absolutely works, and they're coming back with great numbers and statistics and tests and everything else that they have to come back with, I don't see any reason why it should be delayed further, because
Right.
if they delay it a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that's a lot of lives you're talking about. Scott, would you agree with that, or how do you feel about that?
All right, guys, as I said, I had until the bottom of the hour, and I'm going to have to run. I will be potentially back later today, maybe covering some of whoa, this guy's a lot smaller than Trump, but potentially covering what is going on in Kentucky. Otherwise, I'll see everybody very, very soon. Remember, like, subscribe, follow, do any function that these various platforms allow you to use. I encourage you very strongly to use it.